Good evening, everyone. I'm Melissa Andrews from WTOL 11, and I'm really excited to be joining you again for another year of the Heartwarming Party. This year, obviously, it's different. I was supposed to be in the WTOL studios tonight with you, but actually, we're having a little quarantine situation of our own here at home. So I am in the office and we're going to get through this and have a lot of fun tonight. I'm sure you guys have experienced things like this already over the last 8 or 9 months or so. And it just is what it is at this point. So we are still hoping to raise a lot of money and educate people about the house and have a really good time tonight. And hopefully you'll go away with some really good prizes. It is the 12th annual Heartwarming Party, and the executive director of the organization, Chad Bringman, is joining me tonight. Hello, Chad.
Melissa, hi, how are you?
We're hanging in there. It's so great to see you.
It's great to see you. This is one of our favorite days, right? When we usually get to see each other and catch up, but this certainly works.
It does. And I really think that there's always going to be a place for us to get together virtually in the future. Certainly, it works for a lot of people. So, this is what we're going to go with this year. We have the phone number scrolling for you at the bottom of your screen if you guys have any questions for us tonight, or if you're having any trouble as soon as we start the auction. So, I'm going to give it over to Chad for a little bit, and he's going to talk about all the people who've been working so hard behind the scenes to do this for the first time virtually this year.
Melissa, thank you very much, and again, once again, thank you so much for being here, Melissa, and everyone else. I just want to, first of all, thank everybody for taking the time to even come out tonight and join us in this unusual heartwarming, but I got to be honest, we're a little bit excited. I think this is a neat opportunity for folks to be able to see the Ronald McDonald House. We'll throw some tour kind of pieces in there. So if you've not been here before, this is going to be a good opportunity for you to get a little bit of a look inside, not only live, but some other things that we put together. But, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't start out tonight by talking about how much I appreciate and thank the staff that work here at the Ronald McDonald House. And I know all of us know that the world changed in March, and it certainly affected the Ronald McDonald House. And our direct care folks, the folks that are right 24 hours a day, right out front with our families, they went from having volunteer groups cooking, they went from having volunteers helping answer the door and the phones, etc., to being by themselves. And managing that extremely well. So my first thank you tonight is to the staff and everything that they do all the time, but certainly this year I appreciate their extra efforts. In addition to that, I always like to talk about our board. We have just an incredible board of trustees here. We'll hear a little bit here from Matt. But we have just an incredibly talented and hardworking, devoted board. And I when it's times like this and you sit in a seat like mine, to have the leadership that we do around the table is just so incredibly welcome and appreciated. So to the board of trustees, the board of directors, thank you so much for everything this year. We've done incredible things because of your leadership, so thank you. But my last thank you before I kick it over is I did really want to, every year we have a committee for this event. And when they took on this role, little did they know that they were going to be taking on the 12th heartwarming, but this one was going to be virtual. And they've made that pivot incredibly well. They've done everything that it takes for us to be here tonight. So I want to specifically mention them. Heather Browning, Morgan Ernst, Katie Schuler, Trisha Yunker, Kayleen Jersky, and Michelle Pravetsky. Kayleen and Michelle being on the development staff here, but certainly they've had to work really, really hard to do that. So thanks to all those groups. I really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, and I look forward to being a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Chad. It always is. We have some great silent auction items, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But I just want to share a little bit about what brought me into the organization. Probably 12 years ago. Met with Chad, was looking to get involved, and it's just so great to see that there is a place here in Toledo for families who sometimes very suddenly, most of the time very suddenly, need to find a place to stay next to their child in the hospital, and just the camaraderie that they can enjoy because of other people who are going through the same thing in the house, They can talk to other parents who are in similar situations, the volunteers that show up and make meals, and of course the staff that welcome these families sometimes in the middle of the night and just care for them in this very fragile state that they can be in when their kids are in the hospital. So I think that's just such a special thing to have in this community. And this Ronald McDonald House has always been successful and just push forward every single year to get better and provide better service. So I'm really happy to be here with you guys tonight. As I mentioned, we do have a silent auction again this year. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and click on that blue Get Started button. There you can create your account and then you can start bidding on some of these items. And I'm going to talk about some of these items just briefly. So go ahead and get onto Get Started, and then you can create your account and get bidding. But let's talk about some wine tonight, because that's usually a big part of our heartwarming party, isn't it? We usually have some sort of wine giveaway or way that you can win. So that's going to be the same here tonight. So package number 1 is cool. It comes with a 4 Riedel stemware and a Cuisinart wine opener and vacuum sealer. Package number 2, you see there in the top middle, that has Packer Creek Pottery wine themed items. Package number 3 comes with a bottle of Silver Oak Cabernet Sauvignon and a gift card to Stony Ridge Winery. Who doesn't like to go to the winery? And package number 4 also has a bottle of Silver Oak Cab and a Rabbit 6-piece wine tool set. So lots of great packages here tonight. The bidding, though, we're going to keep this open until Monday. So if you want to revisit or know of someone who maybe wasn't able to make it for tonight for this hour, then you can let them know that we're going to be accepting bids until November 16th, Monday at noon. You are going to receive some notifications when you've been outbid, so then you can get back on and you can make your bid a little bit higher. Tonight, we also have a 50-50 raffle. That's $25 each. That's going to be in place of the usual mystery boxes that sell out like crazy in 5 or 10 minutes at our usual event. So we've got the 50-50 raffle. Those are each $25. You can buy your tickets right now, and that's going to be drawn at the end of the program tonight around 8 o'clock. The Rice and the Holbrook families are going to be sharing their stories with us tonight, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, the reason we host the Heartwarming Party is our Fund a Family Drive. Tonight, we hope to raise $60,000 for the house. So that's a big goal, but we know that we can do it with you right here, and we can do it virtually as well. And now I want to get some words to you from our board president, Matt Simpson, tonight.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 2020 Heartwarming Party. My name is Matt Simpson. I'm the chairman of the board for the Ronald McDonald House Charities here in Toledo, and I want to thank everybody for attending this event. I got to tell you, it doesn't make any difference whether there's COVID or not. Kids are still getting sick, and their families need to stay close to them, and that's what we do at the Ronald McDonald House Charities in Northwest Ohio. You know, Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." And we can't thank everybody enough for their support throughout the year. We know it's been a tough year for a lot of people, but we've kept going, and we're going to be there for the families now and in the future. And the only way we do that is with your help. So thank you again, and have a great evening.
Okay, guys, so you heard from Matt, and we are going to talk about craft beer right now, because we've got 3 great craft beer packages, each with special bonuses. So I'm going to go through some of that too that you're going to see on your screen too, and you can bid on these. Package number 1, we have 12 different beers, 3 of each, plus an Inside the Five and Four Fires meadery gift cards. Package number 2 has the same 12 assorted beers along with gift cards to the Garden Harvest Marketplace, Joseph's Beverage Center, and Casual Pint. And I know we're working on getting this on your screen for you guys. Also, here we go. So the package number 1, you can see right there, 12 different beers. the 3 of each plus the Inside the 5 and 4 Fires Meadery gift cards. Package number 2, the same 12 beers, but you also get gift cards to Garden Harvest Marketplace, Joseph's Beverage Center, and Casual Pint. And then Patron Saints is offering the opportunity to make your own beer at their facility, and a percentage of the proceeds will be donated to the house. So you can call us at the number there, 419-471-4663, if you have any questions or if you're experiencing any difficulties or issues, because we do want to process your donation with you tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Chad right now, because he's going to give us a tour at what's been going on over at the house. Chad?
What we have here is what we know as our volunteer kitchen, and this was a great addition when we built this new house, because it allowed us to not only give our volunteers a great place to cook. As you can see, we have commercial grade appliances back here and everything that you need for your groups to come in and cook for the families. But in addition to that, it allowed us to keep the family kitchen open 24 hours a day. A lot of times prior to having this volunteer kitchen, when we had groups of 5 or 10 or 15 people come in and cook, our families were just kind of pushed out of the way, or it felt like they were pushed out of the way. So this was a great addition when we built this new house. We have groups that come in after work, maybe it's Banks or Lazy Boy or whoever it might be, that come in and their employees come, provide a meal for our families. And let me tell you, that is always at the top of the list when our families check out. Is one of their favorite things about the Ronald McDonald House was that people took the time to come here and make a home-cooked meal for them. So we're very proud of this kitchen. What we have here is one of the highlights of the house. When we were in our the original Ronald McDonald House across the street, one of the things that the families loved the most was to have an island where they could gather, talk to other families, and just share stories. So when we moved into the new house, when we built the new house, we wanted to make sure that we're not only able to keep that, but be able to make it bigger. Because when we went from 14 rooms to 28 rooms, we certainly needed more room for them to be able to spread out. This kitchen is open 24 hours a day to our families. It's always stocked. We have volunteers that go grocery shopping for us. We have folks like Berry Bagels here locally that donate bagels every single day. You can see them up here on the counter. Those things have been made available to families through the volunteers and through local providers that have provided those things. So families can come here and make their own meal if that's what they choose to do. There's a great pantry behind there where they can find about everything that they need, in addition to the refrigerators, microwaves, etc. So all the comforts of home from your kitchen is everything that's available here.
That was a great tour. The house is doing so well. And as Chad said, the volunteers have really stepped up to make sure everything is clean and safe during COVID-19. And they themselves have been risking their safety every day to make sure that these families can be near their children and in a comfortable nearby place. And so we are so grateful for those volunteers and the people that truly do make this a home away from home. Great job. Also, Chad has some more comments for us tonight in this recorded video.
Well, thank you for joining us this evening for Heartwarming, which obviously is a little different in the fact that we're remote. But most of us, I think, are getting pretty used to the fact that the world has changed here a little bit, and we've had to adapt. That's no different than the Ronald McDonald House has seen this year. Since March, we've really operated in a different environment than what we have in the past, but we've been able to hold our own really because of the support of folks just like you. And tonight I wanted to talk just a little bit about what that opportunity has presented to us, because as you probably can guess, our families are still in need of a place to come and stay while they want to remain close to their child while they're receiving medical care. So access to healthcare really hasn't changed during the pandemic, and our responsibility to those families really hasn't changed as well. So we very much appreciate the fact that
you continue to support. You're taking time out of your day to pay attention to what the Ronald McDonald House is up to, even through this pandemic. So thank you very much for that continued support. I mentioned the word access to healthcare, which is really, really important to us. Obviously, we're a house near a hospital, near several hospitals, where folks that travel to Toledo for medical care for their children come and they need a place to stay, a place to eat, and a place that they can really just stop worrying about anything except for getting that child better. And that's where we step in. You probably are very likely aware that the only funding source that the Ronald McDonald House has is donations from our community. So it's really important that folks like you continue to support our mission as we go forward. And we definitely thank you for the 38 years, almost 38 years, that you've been supporting us here in Northwest Ohio. It's important to realize that our families come from our region. Mostly. We do have folks that come from outside the state, outside the country even, and travel around the world to access the health care that's available to them here in Toledo, Ohio. So that's a pretty unique situation. But through our region and through our communities, it's important to realize that our families continue to come from Southeast Michigan, Northwest Ohio, in different counties such as Seneca and Ottawa and Sandusky and Williams County and Monroe County, etc. So it's your friends and neighbors out there that are searching for medical care for their children, traveling to Toledo, and not really sure how they're going to be able to stay for extended periods of time. And that's where the Ronald McDonald House not only steps up, but continues to step up and continues to find great ways. I can't say enough about our direct line family services managers that are boots on the ground for us 24 hours a day. And in the early days, especially in March and April and into May, really had to adjust to there not being volunteers in the house, not having folks here to cook, having to pick up extra cleaning and dealing with PPE and making sure that that's available. So their world was really changed, and they did such a great job navigating and making sure that our families had a great place to stay. We were able to remain open through the entire pandemic and through today. So hats off to the staff and the volunteers that are back on the ground and their ability to reach out and support these families. Access to healthcare, I bring up as a changing dynamic, because whereas the Ronald McDonald House near hospitals is a really, really important way for families to be able to have access to health care that they need for their children, but that healthcare dynamic and that access dynamic are changing in real time. So I'm excited to talk a little bit tonight about our next chapter. In 2021, we're going to be launching a Ronald McDonald House Caremobile, and that Caremobile is going to travel all through Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan, and provide access to health care with our partners, the University of Toledo Nursing School and ProMedica, specifically the Ebide Children's Hospital, partnering together on this Caremobile to deliver healthcare to our communities and provide that access. So we're super excited, much more to come on that, but I wanted to just take this opportunity and talk about that expansion of programming that's going to be reality because of the support that we've received. Another interesting thing that's happened during this pandemic or during 2020 has been our great partners in McDonald's, and they, as you can guess and as you know, they've been incredible supporters to us over the years anyway. But with the addition of Roundup, we now have the ability for the customers that visit McDonald's to round up their order to support their local Ronald McDonald House or Ronald McDonald House Charities. So this has been a really, really nice addition to what's happened over the years with canisters. And during the pandemic, this is probably just as an important reach out as we've seen. So please consider when you're visiting McDonald's anyway to round up your order. It is a great way to continue to give to us all year long, and that's an important part of our outreach. In addition to that, the McDonald's owner-operators have very generously decided that they would make a donation that when people buy French fries. So that French fry donation, that Roundup donation have really, really helped us through 2020 and will beyond. So we certainly appreciate their partnership and their willingness to work with us and through us to help things kind of smooth out as we all navigate new waters. I wanted to once again just say thank you for supporting the Ronald McDonald House through the years, through today, being on here with us today. And this is an important time for us to be able to ask you to continue to support and continue to donate to the Ronald McDonald House through some of the mechanisms that I've already talked about. But we're here today, obviously, as our Heartwarming party goes virtual. This is one of our biggest fundraising opportunities and needs throughout the year. So we're asking you to not only support us, but if that's something you could look to do maybe a little bit more aggressively than what you have in the past, we would really appreciate it. This is a time where our families continue to come, our families continue to need our help, and we need your help to be able to meet their needs. Thank you so much for supporting the Ronald McDonald House today and through the years, and we look forward to our continued partnership as we serve families together. Thank you.
There are just so many ways for us to get involved with Ronald McDonald House. Like Chad said, the Roundup campaign, your tabs, you can gather food. We can still do all of that virtually and still support the house. And of course, we know that you're taking time out tonight and we appreciate your support as well. Well, one of the most touching parts you know of if you've attended the Heartwarming party, and one of the most memorable parts is when we hear from the families, the people that were here to support tonight. Megan and Andy Rice stayed at the house back in 2018 when their beautiful daughter, Sailor, was born. So let's hear about her journey.
Our daughter Sailor here, she was born very prematurely. I had preeclampsia, pretty extreme, and so Sailor was born at 24 weeks. She was born at 1 pound 3 ounces.
We didn't know anyone that close to us that had ever delivered a baby this premature, so we didn't know what to expect. And to be able to, talk to some other parents that are going through some of the exact same things that we were.
Staying at the house just gave us, a sense of normalcy that I don't think we would have ever had being able, driving back and forth all the time.
Yeah, and even though, we only lived a half hour away one way, the time was spread so thin anyways with everything that's going on in the hospital, and you still have your obligations at work. To be able to save that extra hour on, when you're up for 12 to 16 hours, it felt like every day, that was very, very helpful.
Having the Ronald McDonald House for us really just helped us get through all of it, and I don't think she would be thriving as much as she had been. I know a lot of times when we were in the NICU, we talked to all of the different doctors and nurses, and a lot of times they said that it's not always a medical diagnosis, that the babies that make it through and the babies that thrive are the babies that are, loved by their parents and that are by their side every step of the way. And I don't think we would have been able to do that if we'd never had that available to us, because we were able to be there every single step of the way and be there to make all those important decisions with the doctors. It got us to where we are, and it got us, our feisty little daughter right next to us. I just want to say thank you so much for everything you guys did for us.
Well, we're certainly grateful when families not only come back, but are willing to share their stories. So, thank you and hats off, because the donations that we raise tonight and that we raise through the year are really for exactly that, to make sure that families have a place to stay that's close, so that they can be part of that medical journey with their family. So it humbles me every time I say it. I've been here 13, almost 14 years, and whenever I talk to groups or things like this, we talk about the fact that the only funding source that the Ronald McDonald House has is donations from the community. And we've already talked about how some of those work, but in tonight, in the Heartwarming, what as we do every year, we launched this Fund a Family campaign. And what it is exactly like it sounds. It's an opportunity for people to donate directly tonight through virtual, in this case, but to offset the cost for those families. And as they talked about in their story, the cost to the family is nothing. They could stay here free of charge, and the only reason that that's possible is because folks offset that cost with and for them. So one of the things that we want to do tonight is kick off our Fund a Family campaign, and it's intended to be a little bit like an auction, and we're looking for people at different levels that are willing to support and offset that cost for those families. So how we set that is we look at a $10 per night cost, and certainly our costs are higher than that. We're up around $120 a day is the cost for families, but your $10 that you could consider per night offsets one night here at the Ronald McDonald House for Families. So the first level that we want to start with is $3,650, or 365 days at $10. And we're asking for anybody that is willing to donate at that level. Certainly you can do so right here through the platform. There's a phone number here if you're having any trouble, or if there's any issues that you may have, or that's a way that you'd like to do that. And I do want to recognize that already Patty and Emmett Boyle have donated $3,650. So thank you very much, Patty and Emmett, for contributing already to that year-long stay for families, and certainly beyond the $3,650. If you're thinking about 6 months, 6 months is $1,800, right? $1,800 for half a year. If that's a donation level that you feel comfortable with, that you can help us with today, and certainly we're asking everybody to, give it a level that's comfortable to them. But certainly, if it's something you can maybe evaluate what you've done in the past, and it's something that you could stretch just a little bit more. Maybe you typically come to Heartwarming and you usually sponsor a table. Maybe donating to the Fund a Family at a rate similar to that would be great. But consider anything from $3,650, $1,800 a month is $300, or 3 months at $900. But we're appealing to you. Here's a virtual fundraiser in the same manner, and we're asking people to consider offsetting that cost for families. And one of the things that you should know is our average length of stay currently is about 12 days, and we're typically between 8 and 12 days. So if you want to kind of think about sponsoring a family, that's a reasonable number to be thinking about as well. Last year we had about 7,000 family nights. So at that math, that's about $700,000 to try to raise in this Fund a Family, to try to get to a number similar to what we served last year. So Venice Michael, thank you very much. Venice Michael has donated $1,000 towards it. Thank you very much, Venice. And if those of you that may recognize that name, Venice and her husband Don, one of the original founders of the Ronald McDonald House. So thank you very much, Venice, for chiming in. And again, thank you, Patty and Emmett, for your donation. As you can see, we've raised about $18,000 to date. So donations are certainly coming in. Thank you so much for making those donations as we go. I will continue to visit this, Melissa. We'll continue to come back to it, but please, right now, use the platform to be able to make those donations and help us offset those costs for families, just like what we heard from already. More family stories to come, certainly, but thank you so much for any and all donations to help offset those costs.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, Chad, anything that anyone can give, we will take it. And 7,000 overnight stays is just incredible. I never would have thought that it would be that high. And that does cost a lot of money, and it takes a lot of volunteers. And we are grateful for your donations tonight. Also want to remind you of another way to give. We still have the 50/50 raffle tickets. Those are $25. That is in place of our usual mystery boxes that we can't get together and open this year. So those are $25 if you feel really comfortable maybe getting into those. This auction is going to be open through Monday, the 16th. So we're going to give you a little bit more time Maybe if you know someone who couldn't jump on with us tonight. The 50-50 winner, though, will be drawn at the end of the program tonight. You can also share the link to with others to view after tonight. If you haven't figured out the bidding yet for any reason, you just go to the Get Started button there on the main screen. There you'll be able to kind of create your account and get all set up. You can bid on auction items, you can donate, and you can buy your raffle tickets all right there on the same page. We're also going to be sending you some notices if you've been outbid so that you can increase your bid, hopefully. And again, we do have a fundraising goal of $60,000 for this evening. I know you can do it, Toledo. You are still very, very giving. And right now we are at $30,000, which is more than half our goal. And when Chad started talking, I think I saw 11,000. So thank you so much to everyone who has already donated. And of course, we'd love to see that number continue to go up to help our families. One of the things I thought was interesting is the average family stays, Chad said, 8 to 12 days. So if you could just multiply that by $10 a day, then you'd have a really good amount that would help out quite a bit there at the house. You can also donate by mailing your check to the P.O. box at the bottom of your screen. And I do have that address. There it is, 779 Toledo, Ohio, 43697. Well, this year we have a treat, an extra treat. Since we're virtual, we decided that we'd bring in another family who's been touched by the house. Eric and Catherine Holbrook and their daughter also stayed at the house after the birth of their twin boys.
I was about 33 weeks pregnant with the twins and went in for a normal doctor appointment to my doctor. They took my blood pressure. It was very high. Couldn't get my blood pressure stable, and they moved us up to ProMedica in Toledo.
Pretty sure the doctor walked in when he gave you the diagnosis and said, "You will not leave here pregnant." So we knew that we were going to be, for lack of a better term, stranded somewhere where we weren't planning on being for a long period of time. And the very first thing that the nurses did was hand me information for Ronald McDonald House.
We waited for about 10 days, and then we had our twins at 34 weeks, and they ended up spending about 3 weeks in the NICU in the feed and grow section, where their job is to learn how to eat and put on some weight.
So Faith was too young to actually be allowed to go into the NICU. So we were kind of in this, pulled between two worlds side of things. And luckily we have amazing families that would come up and try to give Faith some normalcy when we needed to be in the NICU. And they would just rave about it every time that they went there, that how much fun Faith was having, how everybody was so nice and treated us so well. So it was just a really good opportunity for them to have a place to stay close by so that they could visit the boys, but also so that they could spend time with Faith but keep the family close together.
I'd heard good things about the Ronald McDonald House through friends that we know that had experienced it, but I don't think you know just how important it is to families until you're in that situation where you need a place to stay and you don't know day to day what's going on with your sick kids.
And life can go out of control. There was just a semblance of family, even when you felt far away from me at times. I know it'll be something that I never forget, the kindness of strangers in your most vulnerable time. And it's something that I will always appreciate.
Well, certainly, thank you goes out to the Holbrook family for being willing to share their emotional story. And certainly these are folks and families that are with us today, that are with us all the time. So your donations to help us fill this thermometer are so critically important for us to be able to reach out and do those types of things for those families. And I do want to mention too that Jeff and Deb Unverfirth have donated $10,000 towards this Fund a Family effort. So certainly, Jeff, Deb, thank you so much for the support and for reaching in and seeing what we could do to help. So we ask everybody that's on here if you could consider what it is that you could do to help offset those costs for the Holbrooks and for all the other families. Please do that. Looks like Mary Kanaki, $2,000. Mary, thank you so much. Board member, always supporting us very much. Mary, thanks so much for the $2,000 gift. Again, I challenge everybody on here to think about what it is that you can do to help us offset that cost. This being a virtual event, a little bit unusual, but certainly a big part of what we need to do every year to be able to charge strong into 2021. So we appreciate any and all support that comes through.
Yeah, Chad, it was great to see their story, and certainly so many families have been touched that even they come back in the future years to revisit the house and continue to donate and support the house.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much that our families are so appreciative. And when we read things like exit surveys, they appreciate the groups that come in and cook. They appreciate the fact that people have offset that cost for them. It's not something that they have to worry about while they're here. And, I tell the story. I was speaking to a group last night, and in there I talk about, just how numb these families feel when they come. There's just nothing else in the world matters. They've got a sick child. Today's the worst day of their life. And, now they got to worry about where they're going to sleep, where they're going to eat, how are they going to stay in contact with the doctor. And that's really where we come in. And we absolutely, there's no doubt we can't do what we do without the folks that are supporting us tonight.
And we just got a couple of other big donations coming in. Karen and Scott Steigel, is that the way that you say the name, is $1,000?
Thank you.
And also Ashley Kravetsky has donated $500. So thank you so much, Ashley. We really appreciate that. That's bringing our total up, and we have less than halfway to go to our goal of $60,000 tonight. So hopefully you guys are getting in those donations. And again, if you have any issues, we have a phone number that will be scrolling for you at the bottom, and you can let us know. It's right there, 419-471-4663. Also, be sure to get your 50/50 raffle ticket right now. We just have about 20 minutes or so that remain here tonight. And we have $1,200 for the payout tonight. If you get your raffle ticket, those are $25. And that's going to be drawn at the end of the event around 8 o'clock. And if you haven't done that yet, you just hit the get started button and you can get your raffle tickets there. I want to talk a little bit about some of the auction items that we have right now. Souk is offering wine and a private 5-course meal for 10 people. And I've heard about this, about Souk. We just tried to get in there the other night, Chad, downtown. It sounds like a really great place. So that's just one of the items that we have up there. We talked a little bit about the wine items and the beer items. We're also offering 2 golf packages to Catawba Island Club. So that's going to be a really fun one once we get through winter here. And then for all
great outside thing to do too, right?
And that's something that you can do in socially distanced too, right?
Absolutely. CIC has been a great partner for us for years too. So we appreciate them supporting this. And again, it's a great opportunity. And, another one that I see on there is Lazy Boy. Lazy Boy, you heard from Matt, our chairman of our board, certainly worked with Lazy Boy. But it's important that our folks know too that they're a corporate sponsor and they donate to every Ronald McDonald house. But lucky for us, they're right here in our backyard and they support us just incredibly. So we're appreciative of the gift here tonight, but also the relationship that we have with each and every one of these folks that have donated these packages.
And I always encourage too, because they support us locally, that if you're ever out and you need a holiday gift or something like that, or you're looking for a piece of furniture, just support them, because they've supported us at the house so much over the years. And so we always want to encourage that as well. I have one more package to talk about here. This is for all the business owners. Cumulus has offered a $5,000 ad package, and you can see that right there in the middle of your screen, right next to where you can get the raffle tickets, and there's also a designer handbag I see. So the Cumulus package is really good for, again, you business owners right now. If you're looking to change up, I've seen a lot of change in ads, and with the pandemic, really, and what businesses are doing with that. And so this would really be a great one to get on board with.
Yeah, just as you mentioned, a $5,000 package, and I believe the beginning bid is $500. So what a great opportunity if you own a business and if you click on it, you'll see multiple stations that will be involved. So it's a great opportunity if that's something that your business needs.
Okay, so we've seen some family stories tonight. We've had all of our raffle tickets that have been up. We've got the 50-50 winner that's going to be drawn any moment right now. So be sure to just get those last minute bids in and those last minute tickets. We might just pull it a little bit early tonight since we've been so quick, which I'm pretty impressed with virtually, Chad.
Yeah, me too. You know, you never know what to expect when something's new, but this has been really pretty interesting. So we're excited to do this 50-50 here, and, let's see where it goes.
Okay, we're going to cut the sales now then, and we are going to get ready to show the screen from what I see and announce who the 50-50 winner is, and hopefully our team will get that one up for us in just a minute. But tell us what's going on for the holidays there at the house, Chad. Are you guys able to get together or do anything with the pandemic happening?
You know, we've been so limited, and number one, our priority is to have the families here, right? And so the volunteer groups are very small. We are going to have a group that comes every year and helps us decorate. They are going to decorate, so we're super excited to get it decorated and get things as normal as they absolutely can be.
And what are you guys doing for the usual meals that you're able to have volunteers come in and make?
Yeah, so in the beginning of the pandemic, we had to just stop the meals. And we had actually, I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning, Hal Hawk out in Crown Battery in Fremont. He and his wife died. They've made significant donations to help us offset our food costs this year, and they continue to do that. So with folks like that, we've been just so incredibly blessed. But now we do have groups up to 4 people that are able to come in and cook. We started that a month or so ago, and that's going really well. The folks are really, really happy that they're able to get back in here and cook. And the nice thing is those groups of 10 or 12 that used to come and cook, they're cooking 2 or 3 days, which has been kind of a nice thing for us because it helps us fill the schedule.
Yeah, so if anyone's out there with us tonight and they do want to volunteer as well, maybe before the holidays, do you just get your temperature checked? Do you call and reserve a time, or how does that process work for everyone?
The easiest way is our right on our website. We have a calendar for people to sign up. But you're exactly right. Then when the groups are assigned, we take temperatures. We go through all the protocol. We, with the help of our hospital partners, certainly have really done a nice job with our PPE and done a nice job with our guidelines, et cetera. So we're in compliance of all of those types of things. And we want to continue to maintain a safe environment. We do that with those volunteers coming in. So the reason for 4 is we're able to socially distance in that kitchen that we walked through earlier. That gives us the right number to be able to do that.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of getting a group of friends together to help out. And also, I know a lot of corporations will match too. Whatever hours they'll donate. If you put in 2 or 3 hours, they'll donate money as well.
Absolutely. No, that's for sure. That it's a great opportunity. You know, my family and I, we like to even come in and cook. And even though I'm here every day, just that experience of being able to come in and cook, experience the giving back feature. And then, you know, certainly the families are very appreciative of those groups. And I think I said this earlier, but when we look at checkout surveys and things, the number one thing that people appreciate the most was the fact that groups came in and cooked for them, and the fact that they're leaving here with no worry of any expenses because those have been taken care of by things like tonight.
It's a very, very caring thing that you can do. So give the house a call if you want to do that. Also, get any last minute donations in tonight to help us reach our goal. We certainly appreciate that. And I do believe we are ready to draw our 50/50 raffle ticket right now. The raffle payout is going to be $1,362.50. And who is the winner? Pat Bernard, you are the 50/50 winner. Congratulations, Pat.
That's exciting, right? Pat, congratulations.
$1,362.50. So thank you so much, Pat. We really appreciate it. And
we appreciate, Melissa, number one, I appreciate you being able to make this work for you, and it's important for our folks. They love to see you every year, so we appreciate you being a part of this.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we just got to stay at home a little bit sometimes, off and on, and that's kind of been our experience. We've had at least 2 of our kids quarantine a time or two going to sports or school, but we do what we can, all of us, to hopefully stay healthy over the next few months until maybe we can see each other again, and of course over the holidays. So I'm I love this event. I'm very, very happy to be doing this with you again, and always great to see you, and hopefully everyone at the house stays happy and healthy here through this. Also, we have one more donation, a big one here. Bill Hennessy, thank you so much for your support of $1,000, and Chris Kravetsky, $1,000 from you. So thank you so much. It's wonderful to see that coming in. And again, don't forget that you can continue to bid, or you can continue to bid on those silent auction items.
I see one more that came in, Melissa. We got Larry Ball, who is a great supporter as well. Larry Ball gave $1,825. Thank you so much, Larry. Thank you so much, everybody. And, you know, one of the other things that we're going to do is we're going to open the 50/50 back up and run another one through Monday. So we're going to give you another opportunity, if you didn't win the 50/50, to be able to get back in, and we'll make that drawing on Monday when all the rest of the raffle items close. Looks like Marna just came in at $500 too. Thank you very much, Marna, for that donation.
That's a great idea to keep that going again. And thanks so much, Marna, for getting your donation and always being a great supporter of the house. I appreciate that. And of course, Trisha and Gary Yunker, $500. Thank you so much. And they really have been with us from the beginning.
Literally before the beginning was here, right?
Yes. Great legacy family here, and a great example of just, I mean, not only being involved when it's convenient, but being involved all the time through so many years. So thank you, Trisha and Gary, and everyone who's donated tonight, no matter how small or how great. We appreciate every little bit, because as Chad says, that really helps to keep these families fed and just a place to stay. And like he said, all they're thinking about is their child. And so it's important that they have that support. So Chad, it was great to see you. I'm going to close it out for us here tonight.
It was great to see you again. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks everyone that tuned in and that supports. And again, at the end of this is going to stay open till Monday. So please, we're going to encourage everyone, share the link, share with your friends and family. A lot of the things that we saw and we're able to do tonight, they're still going to have access to, but certainly the 50/50, the auction items, all that stuff's going to be open. So we appreciate everyone's support. Thank you, Melissa.
Thanks, Chad. Thank you guys for coming. And remember to forward the link for this virtual event to your friends and family. We're going to keep that 50/50. We're going to do that again through Monday, and then we're going to keep the silent auction open through Monday as well. Donations can be made anytime at our website. Chad, what's the website?
It's rmhctoledo.org, which is Ronald McDonald House Charities Toledo.org, rmhctoledo.org.
Okay, and also you can continue to make those donations at the link that we provided to you for this evening. So
Absolutely.
happy holidays, everyone. Please stay safe out there, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
We'll see you next year in person, right?